2022 ASB Debate. My name is Sanjana Badi.
And I'm Vedant. We are your moderators for today.
The debate will be in the following format: Activities Coordinator, Treasurer, Secretary, Vice President, and President. The first part of the debate will include the debates for Activities Coordinator and Treasurer. The second part will include the debates for Secretary, Vice President, and President. Please hold your applause until the end of the debate for each position.
The debate will be in the following format. The candidates will start off with a 25-second opening speech. Then they'll be asked a question, in which each candidate has 45 seconds to respond. This will be followed by 2 rebuttal periods, in which each candidate will be given 25 seconds per rebuttal. Finally, the candidates will conclude the debate with a 25-second concluding speech.
For the unopposed candidates, the candidates will be given 25 seconds to give their opening statement. Then they will be given a question for which they will have 1 minute and 15 seconds to answer. They will conclude their debate with a closing statement of 25 seconds.
Thank you. We will now take our seats to explain the next part of the debate. The ASB officers' feedback will be provided tomorrow through a video via Facebook, Instagram, and MSJ TV.
The 5 possible ASB officer feedback responses are displayed for the audience. Responses include: blank was not possible at the time, blank is a safety concern, blank is illegal, blank has too many logistical issues out of the ASB officer's control, and no comment.
We will now begin the debate. I will now introduce the candidates. Please refrain from cheering until I've introduced each candidate. In this round of debate, for Activities Coordinator, we have Jaden Gravett and Dia Kochar. Please give your candidates a warm round of applause. Can you please have Activities Coordinator candidates take the stage?
The Activities Coordinator is in charge of planning Friday activities and leading the activities team and leadership too. They bring spirit to the school and also work with the other ASB officers in making decisions and planning events.
Jaden, you may now give your 25-second opening statement. Your time starts now.
Hello everybody, my name is Jaden Gravett, and I'm going to be your 2022 to 2023 ASB Activities Coordinator. Now, I have a lot of experience, which includes L1, L2, Boy Scouts, and being a summer camp counselor, and I also have a lot of ideas that I think will be incredibly beneficial towards MSJ. So, remember, don't be stinky and vote for Jaden Gravett.
Dia, you have 25 seconds for your opening statement. Your time starts now.
Someone once told me, when you close your eyes, you cannot see. This quote is something that I think about on a daily basis because when I close my eyes, I can't see anything except for the impact I can create being your next activities coordinator. By being in Leadership 2's activities committee, I've had the opportunity of making our environment a better place by being mentored by our activities coordinator, and I know that I, Dia Kocher, can be one of the greatest ACs.
We will now move on to the question. The role of the Activities Coordinator is pivotal in maintaining school spirit and unity among the student body. What is a novel idea you have for increasing and retaining attendance at the Friday activities, and how will you work with your ASB team and activities committee to put these ideas into action? Dia, you may now give your 45-second response to the question. Your time starts now.
Something I have to make greater attendance is one thing I really wanted to implement was spirit days at least once a month, followed by an activity with it, so that we can have more dedicated to our students and just having somewhere that they can de-stress. Along with this, I wanted to definitely implement things such as lunch activities not only being on Fridays, so that if they can fit schedules of students, because many Fridays not everybody's available. And along with this, just more awareness on mental health and working with HCMCs, the class officers, and everything that is not in our control to make different events in our school a lot more fun.
Jaden, you may now give your 45-second response to the question. Your time starts now.
So I think some of the activities that happen throughout the year so far, a lot of them tend to have higher attendance than other ones. I noticed that most of the board game kind of related activities that we held this year didn't really have much of involvement from the student body. So I think I want to pick certain events like those and kind of focus more on the events that seem to get more popularity, such as like the karaoke events, which I feel like are very, very successful. Another thing that I also want to implement for the year is performances. Now, I absolutely love homecoming. I never used to be involved in homecoming, but then this year I really found a love for it, and I absolutely love seeing everybody, the whole student body, perform in homecoming. I think it's such a wonderful idea, and I want to implement performances, not only activities, on our Fridays. Thank you.
Dia, you may now add on to your own response to the question as well as Jaden's response. You have 25 seconds. Your time starts now.
So in the activities that we have held with the activities committee, our board games, some of them did not have as big of a turnout, but they did have different people come, and that's really what we wanted to focus on, is bringing diversity to our activities and just having a little something for everybody in it. And along with this, during homecoming, we did want to have activities, but unfortunately the schedule was so packed in kickoff week and homecoming in general, so it wasn't really possible to have activities with that. But something I did want to add was...
You may now give your 25-second rebuttal. Your time starts now.
So building off of my performances, I think we have so many amazing clubs all around Mission, like Core Dance, I think it's Charlie, right? We have so many of these amazing clubs, but I always see them performing in the quad and just kind of around school, but I never actually get to see them perform in front of the whole school besides homecoming and Multicultural Week, which I've personally never experienced yet. So I really want to see these clubs participate on Fridays to do performances in front of everyone.
Dia, you may now add on your own response to the question as well as Jaden's response. You have 25 seconds. Your time starts now.
So something A-Team actually wanted to do this year was a dance-off, but we couldn't really figure out how we can make that work with everybody, and we're actually still trying to implement that into our Friday activities. And with that, we have actually tried so much with involving different clubs, different everything involving in all of our activities, which you have seen in the diversity that we have created with our Friday activities.
Jaden, you may now give your 25-second rebuttal. Your time starts now.
Yeah, okay, so another idea that I also want is more organized events, so hopefully this can lead to more participation. Sending out sign-ups before the event might help increase the attendance that we get at the events, activities, and yeah.
Jaden, Dia, you will now give your 25-second concluding speeches. Jaden, you may begin. Your time starts now.
Alright, so as I mentioned previously, hello, my name is Jaden Gravett. I'm running for ASB Activities Coordinator. I think I have a lot of experience. I think I have a lot of great ideas that could greatly benefit MSJ. And I think overall that I'm the best candidate. So remember, don't be stinky and vote for Jaden Gravett.
Dia, you may begin. Your time starts now.
In my time at Mission, my main goal has been to create an impact, no matter how big or small. With my campaign, I hope that all of you can see that I'm not running for this title. I'm running because I want to create an impact through my innovative ideas, experience with the MSJ Activities Committee, and things that I've learned from the previous Activities Coordinator by being in his committee, and overall dedication to our community's well-being. With your support, I know I can be the best Activities Coordinator, and I will not disappoint. Remember to vote Dia Kocher.
Thank you, Jaden and Dia. You may now exit the stage. Now we will move on to the treasurer candidate, Caleb Blue. Please give your candidate a warm round of applause.
The treasurer is in charge of running the student store and managing the ASB's account and ASB funds. They must deal with requisitions, checks, and daily ASB officer responsibilities.
Caleb, you may now give your 25-second opening statement. Your time starts now.
Hey everyone, my name is Caleb Blue and I'm going to be your next ASB treasurer. I served as the sophomore and junior class vice president for the past 2 years, and I'm also on the students committee in L2. My experience of being a student leader in MSJ has given me ideas I'd like to implement in this following school year. I hope through this debate you'll be able to get to know me and my ideas more.
We will now move on to the question. The ASB treasurer's job consists of multifaceted roles and responsibilities, including student store, meal stay, and expenditures regarding MSJ's numerous students, clubs, and associations. How do you plan on improving the efficiency of these responsibilities while maintaining transparency to the student body?
Well, starting off with the student store. Student store is in charge of selling out snacks. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Just wait. Caleb, you may now give your 1 minute 15-second response to the question. Your time starts now.
Starting with the student store, I think a great way is to have a Google form to see what students actually really want. in terms of food, because multiple times people have come up to me and be like, yo, can we get this type of snack? And then, like, obviously I take that into account, and I think having a Google form definitely would be beneficial. Another way to increase student involvement and is I want to have like a merch designing contest. I think it'll bring a lot of great artists to be able to get involved in student activities. And regarding the expenditures, I already asked the L2 videography committee for the L2 baby for next year. And to increase the efficiency, I remember I had a hard time understanding how the expenditure form and reimbursement process work. And I want to create a step-to-step tutorial regarding how to do everything and making it posted on MSJ ASB so that all students know how to just clearly know how to go through the reimbursement process.
Caleb, you will now give your 25-second concluding speech. You may begin. Your time starts now.
Thank you for listening, everyone. I believe with my ideal experience, I have what it takes to improve MSJ. If you want to know more about my campaign, you can check out my Instagram page. It is at c.aale.b. And don't let them fool you. Vote for Caleb Blue, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Caleb. You now exit the stage.
We will now move on to the second part of the debate. The second part of the debate will be in the following order: Secretary, Vice President, then President. Please hold your applause until the end of each debate. I will now introduce the candidates. Please refrain from cheering until I introduce each candidate. For Secretary, we have Peter Chen and Adrian Patnaik. For Vice President, we have Serena Kai, and for President, we have Amelia Rouge. Please give the candidates a round of applause. For the Secretary candidates Peter Chen and Adrian Patnaik, please come up to the stage.
The ASB Secretary deals with the management and minutes of council and meetings. They also work as a whole with the other ASB officers.
Peter, you may now give your 25-second opening statement. Your time starts now.
Hello everyone, my name is Peter Chen, and I'm running to be your ASB Secretary for the 2022 to 2023 school year. You may have already heard of me as the class officer of class of 2023, being the freshman president and the junior treasurer. Outside of ASB, I've been building years of leadership experience from Boy Scouts and volunteering since elementary. Lastly, I'm a dedicated member of L2, which has worked to bring you events like homecoming.
Adrian, you have 25 seconds for your opening statement. Your time starts now.
Hello Warriors, my name is Adrian Patnaik, running to be your ASB Secretary. As a member of Leadership 2 this year, I've had the opportunity to serve on a committee with the current ASB Secretary and Senior Class Secretary, and if elected, gone will be the days of a lack of communication from leadership side, and gone will be the day of out-of-touch officers and leaders. I'm running to change the status quo of our current state of leadership, and I hope you can join my campaign to do the same. Thank you.
We will now be moving on to the question. The responsibilities of the Secretary are included, but not limited to meeting minutes, planners, the marquee, and school-wide communication. How do you plan to streamline not only your responsibilities, but also the communication between the MSJ student body, student government, and staff? You may now give your 45-second response to the question. Your time starts now.
If anyone had to ask me what my biggest strength is, it's definitely communication. I've had the privilege of going group to group during lunch, campaigning to every student from, at least almost every student from every single grade level. And something I've really realized is that I understand the student body better than any candidate that is running. I believe that as someone who's been a part of Leadership 2 and a part of the student body, being sort of out of the loop of, I feel like, the leadership circle, there's a lot of, I would say, talk between leadership that new ideas don't come around, and that student body input is really, really, really important. Some things I've been seeing is that people think our meetings are boring, inefficient, and so one thing I would build on is visual representation, which would boost club advertisement and information through visual representation.
Peter, you may now give your 45-second response to the question. Your time starts now.
So communication between the MSJ student body, government, staff, and also wrapping in students as well and the community at MSJ is really important. I think one of the big issues with communication between student body and students is that Read Meets, one of our best ways to update students weekly, is not really paid attention to and quite boring, frankly. and I have ideas to fix that with things such as MSJ Recap, which would be an idea that makes Read Meets sort of like a skit and upload it to the MSJ YouTube account and Instagram account, where students would be able to learn about the weekly events by their own time and their own choice, not just during read period, where likely students are often doing their homework or just not really invested into what Read Meets has to say.
We will now enter the 25-second rebuttal period. Avian, you may now add on to your own response to the question as well as Peter's response. Your time starts now.
Being in leadership too has been one of the greatest privileges I've had on campus, and so it really hurts me to see when people are not involved, and it's not their fault because as leadership, our responsibility and our job is to inform students. And so because we've been stuck in an echo chamber for so long, I really want to bring back MSJ TV regularly, which would implement, similar to Peter's, a sort of visual representation of our read meets to further encourage students to be involved.
Peter, you may now give your 25-second rebuttal. Your time starts now.
So I agree with Audian's idea of returning some sort of video version of information to the students, as often, like, clearly videos are more entertaining. But where I disagree is that MSJ TV, having been only posted to the YouTube channel, doesn't have as much reach, and that's why I want to expand MSJ Recap to the MSJ Warriors Instagram page and to be possibly mailed out to...
Avian, you may now add on to your own response to the question as well as Peter's response. Your time starts now.
Understanding that there are multiple platforms to post MSJ TV on, not bringing back MSJ TV in its old form from my freshman year. I want to really revamp the way we do MSJ TV, reaching out on, like Peter said, other social medias like Instagram and TikTok. I think the most important thing to understand is that we need someone that has new blood, isn't stuck in an echo chamber, and really understands the student body, and I believe I'm the candidate just for that.
Peter, you may now give your 25-second rebuttal. Your time starts now.
So to finalize and re-expand on MSJ Recap, it wouldn't just be like the read meets of today. MSJ Recap would also include not just the club meetings of that week, it would include what clubs have been doing with their funding, with updates such as what is upcoming activities from not just the club, but also Leadership 2, and what has Leadership 2 been doing? Because many students are always wondering, besides clubs and Friday activities, what is Leadership doing?
Peter Avian, you will now be giving your 25-second concluding speeches. Peter, you may begin. Your time starts now.
So first, I would like to thank the Elections Committee, and I would like to thank my fellow candidate Audion for this debate. I would like to thank the audience and anyone watching for tuning in, and I would hope for you to remember to vote for experience in office. Vote for a dedicated, compassionate, and attentive leader. Vote Peter Chen to be your ASB Secretary this Friday. Thank you.
Audience, you may begin. Your time starts now.
First off, thank you to Elections Committee and thank you to Peter for being an amazing competitor and friend. I want to say that experience is not dictated by the amount of times you've been elected to office, but by the tangible change you've contributed on campus. If you want a campaign that has a proven track record of this tangible change, a campaign that hears you, understands you, and supports you, look no further than Audion Patnaik for ASB Secretary this Friday. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter and Avian. You may now exit the stage. Please give your candidate a warm round of applause. Can we please have the Vice President candidate, Serena Kai, take the stage?
The Vice President position is in charge of governing all ASB student clubs and organizations, administering and managing all school lockers, and assisting the other ASB officers with responsibilities.
Serena, you may now give your 25-second opening statement. Your time starts now.
Hey Warriors, I'm Serena Kai, and I'm going to be your ASB Vice President. For the last 8 years, I've been serving as a class officer, and I'm currently serving as the junior class president. And as my experience as a class officer has been some of the most rewarding work I've done, and I hope I can continue serving you as your ASB Vice President. That being said, I'm the only candidate with experience as a class officer, the only candidate in L2, and the only candidate, so there's no one else more qualified for this position.
We will now move on to the question. Some of the major responsibilities of the ASB Vice President include overseeing club activities and lockers. As VP, do you think there can be improvements made to the current club formation and locker systems, and how do you plan on regulating the logistics behind these said responsibilities? Serena, you may now give your 1 minute 15-second response to the question. Your time starts now.
Regarding club formation and club processes, I think the expenditure on like reimbursement forms and just club formation process in general, the information for these things could be put out better. I think when I was a freshman entering the school, I had to do expenditures and reimbursements for freshman homecoming, and I really had no idea what I was doing. And I was thankful to have someone guide me through it, but I think a lot of people don't necessarily have that, and having to have someone else keep on teaching the next person to how to do these things is really inefficient. So I think, like, similar to what Caleb said, I think like guides could be made for how these things are supposed to be done and how these forms are supposed to be filled out properly, where to turn them in, and the entire process of going through these forms. And also regarding locker systems, I think the current way that you have to change a locker, right now you have to come to N7 and talk to someone working in activities shift to change your locker. And I think there could be like a more efficient process to this, right, through Google Forms, where you could just submit it, and then later on you could just like talk to someone to get your locker changed. And I think a lot of these processes could just be made more efficient through the website.
Serena, you will now give your 25-second concluding speech. Your time starts now.
So first, I'd like to thank elections for the hard work during this election, and to everyone that has been volunteering and helping with voting, and to all those here that are watching this debate, either online or just sitting in this room. And finally, to all the people that have supported me year after year. I don't think I'd be the person that I am today without your support, and I'm really thankful to everyone. Anyways, I know I'm the only candidate, but please make an informed decision and refrain from abstaining. Instead, vote Serena Kai as your
Thank
ASB.
you. You may now exit the stage. Please give your candidate a warm round of applause. Can we please have the president candidate, Amelia Hurry, take the stage?
And delegates situations that occur at the school with the other ASB officers. Amelia, you may now give your 25-second opening statement. Your time starts now.
Hello everyone, and thank you for coming and watching online. My name is Amelia Harish, and I'm running to be your ASB president for the 2022-2023 school year. Serving as the ASB vice president this year, I was able to develop my skills and gain truly invaluable experience in what it's like to be an ASB mission, and I'm ready to transition to the role of president and continue the projects that I'm working on this year. I hope to lead you on one prime time next year, and can't thank you all enough for the confidence and support you've placed me over the past 8 years. So I hope I can convince you to vote for me over the course of this debate.
Amelia, you may now give your 1 minute 15 response to the question. Your question is, as ASB president, you are responsible for establishing communication between students and staff, overseeing school-wide events, and serving as a representative of the MSJ student body. How do you plan on bridging the gap between students and staff at MSJ? How will you hold yourself and your fellow ASB officers accountable to your given responsibilities to ensure the efficiency and the success of ASB? Your time starts now.
Okay, so I guess to start off with accountability, I think the best way to ensure people know what we want to do and they can hold us accountable to our ideas is by kind of like establishing a year-long goal at the beginning of the year. So that way we can have a plan that the rest of the student body is aware of, and we can try to keep on track to that goal to get our events done throughout the year. And then in terms of bridging the gap between students and staff, I think that one of my ideas for this year was kind of to involve staff in some of our events as well. So we could kind of bring in like different parts of the community and have everyone involved in stuff that goes on that mission. Right now there's kind of like a disconnect there between the students and the staff who aren't really involved in any of the student activities. So by having that avenue in the future, that'd be a good way to get everyone involved in our community and execute on the ideas that we have planned.
Amelia, you will now give your 25-second closing statement. Your time starts now.
Oh yeah, thanks again for having me and putting me up against such a fierce opponent. I look forward to hopefully serving you and leading you all in the future. I know that we can do great things together, and as the only candidate with opera experience, the only candidate with ideas, the only candidate in L2, and the only candidate at L, please don't abstain Folia and vote for Amelia.
Thank you. You may now exit the stage. This concludes the second part of the ASB debate. Thank you for everyone for staying respectful throughout the debate. If you want to watch the debate again or missed a part, you can check out the fully recorded live stream on the MSJ TV YouTube channel.
Freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, ASB final voting is tomorrow in your social science classes. Look out for an email sent by Mr. Bazile later today for more information. Thank you for watching. This has been Sanjana
and the Dons,
and we hope you have a wonderful rest of the day.